Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we finally reached game number 5 between the Viper and MbL as they have fought each other relentlessly across the sands of Arabia. And now in the final of the 5-game series between the two, the Viper is playing as the Bohemians in blue, MbL playing as the Koreans in red. Now, while the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings and try to go up to Feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Bohemians are a Civ that pushes its players towards gunpowder units by making the chemistry upgrade and hand cannoneers available in Castle Age. Think Burgundians with the Cavalier available in Castle Age. This is a little tweak on that. Hand cannoneers are available in Castle Age for them. Now, the Burgundians, the Bohemians, also have access to an upgrade that increases the speed of all of their gunpowder units. Now, before you think that the Bohemians are just a one-trick hand cannoneer pony, they do have two other unique, very powerful gunpowder units at their disposal. The first is the Hussite Wagon. This is an incredibly tanky, powerful siege unit that's sometimes referred to as the Mobile Wall. And the reason it's called that is because it actually protects units behind it from enemy projectiles by cutting the damage of those projectiles in half. Now, if that's not enough gunpowder for you, you can also turn to the Haufnitze or Howitzer. This is an upgraded version of the bombard cannon with more HP, better armor, higher damage, a wider blast radius, and a massive attack bonus against structures. Now, remember, the cost of going from bombard cannon to Haufnitze is basically the same as going up to Imperial, so spend those resources at your own discretion. Oh, I was gonna say, is this gonna be the first time we see a villager manage to pull a rhino without taking any kind of damage? No, it is not. Now, on the field of battle, to provide backup for these expensive gunpowder units, the Bohemians have a few quirky features. First, their spearman line units. So I am talking about spearmen, pike, halberdiers, do deal 25% extra bonus damage, and you can completely evolve your monk line by researching an upgrade that replaces the cost of gold for monks and monk upgrades with food. Now, what this does is it essentially turns Bohemian monks into trash units. Yes, you heard that right. Bohemian monks can be turned into trash units. Now, as every player knows, gunpowder units are quite expensive. So to help you pay for them, universities and blacksmiths do cost less wood. Already took damage. Mining camp upgrades are free, markets work 80% faster, and villagers are harder to raid because they do benefit from fervor and sanctity, which are monk upgrades that make the villagers move faster and also have more HP. Now, opposing the Viper as the Bohemians, we have, as I said, MbL in red as the Koreans. Oh, it does take damage. I have yet to see a rhino pull. That doesn't take damage. Although maybe one day we'll be lucky enough to see it. Man, the Koreans, a Civ that is classified as defensive, but you really wouldn't know it from how players are using it, since some of their static defensive bonuses and features can actually be used for a good old-fashioned rush strategy. Korean tower upgrades are free, and starting in Castle Age, the towers can actually be upgraded to have +2 range. Now, to help build these structures, Korean stone miners work 20% faster, and once they get out onto the map and look for additional sources of stone, they are harder to raid because they do come with +3 line of sight, so they can see the Viper coming from a mile away. Now, once you've built your towers, you can defend them with a military force that also, like the Bohemians, comes with a few interesting, well-rounded features. To start with, all Korean military units except for siege cost less wood. They get archer armor upgrades for free. So take a look once in a minute, 50 seconds, the MbL hits Feudal. Take a look at the top right of your screen. You will see padded archer armor automatically light up, the first of the 3 boxes. The minimum range of their mangonel line units is lowered from 3 to 1, which, believe me, is a godsend to players with amazing attack ground skills. And these same mangonel line units can be upgraded to have extra range. So that means Korean onagers can, in certain cases, actually outrange certain towers and even castles in the game. Now, if you're tired of playing defense and want to roam around the map looking for kills, you can turn to their unique unit, the War Wagon. This is a mounted archer with a very healthy amount of HP, high base pierce armor, and one of the strongest attacks for any archer unit in the game as a base of 9. Now, remember, the War Wagon is an archer unit, so it does benefit from the free archer upgrades and the wood discount that I just mentioned, which is great because it does cost 100 wood and 60 gold. So these are the two civilizations that we have for us. I'm going to call this the final game, number 5, the headbutting of the turtles. And why do I say that? Because, by the way, take a look at the top right of your screen. You see automatically padded archer armor gets that for free. Like the Magyars get the melee upgrades and so forth. Why do I call this the headbutting of the turtles? Because these are two, or maybe I should say tortoises, because they are pretty powerful civs, but not exactly the fastest civs in the game. This isn't the Cumans, this isn't the Magyars, but both have some pretty interesting features at their disposal. Will be very interesting to see whether the Viper rushes up to gunpowder, whether our Korean MbL does some kind of tower rush or tower defense. In any event, we are in game number 5. Remember, my usual caveat, my usual infomercial message here. This is not a tournament. This is not a best of anything. This just happens to be 5 games that the players have played against each other on ranked ladder. And right now, the Viper has won 2 of those games. MbL has won 2 of those games. And so you feel free to call this a decider if it makes you feel better. I'm just going to call it game number 5, and we'll see who ends up winning. Now, while the players hit Feudal, try to engage, still 0 kills for them at the moment. Although both players obviously know where the other is. Actually, I shouldn't say obviously. No, MbL does know. Let's take a look at their bases while they engage in some low friction activity out on the map. Gold for MbL, nice and secure in the back. Stone a little bit in a further forward position, but not too far off campus for the Viper. Primary gold also off the beaten track, not exactly in the rear position, off to the side. Primary stone nice and secure in the back. Both players, it looks like the portion of their base is facing their opponent completely open. Although the MbL here has a bit of a forest, which will help him wall off if he wants to. So far, it looks like he's building a bit of a wall off at the front of his base. Nothing too crazy. Who will get first blood? Who will get the Rambo prize? So far, oh, looks like it's going to MbL. Skirmisher lies face first in the dust, in the dirt, in the sands of Arabia, forgotten to all but us. This skirmisher lived a short but eventful life, and now he is no more. He is perishing, much like some of these units that probably won't make it home. Another kill for our Korean, and a first kill for the Viper. And now as the unit's HP starts dwindling, starts lowering, expect more and more kills. Reinforcements here from MbL. 2 archers. Thinks that he can nullify these skirmishers. The Viper bringing 2 villagers here. Okay, very interesting. My favorite lemon bushes with the pretty blue butterflies are under attack by MbL. The Viper deciding, you know what? I'm not going to wait till my opponent gets here. I'm just going to take 2 villagers and shoo him away. Kill count 5-3. Not the end of the world here for the Viper, who's down 2 kills. MbL sees this. Viper sees this. Ostrich sees everything. Man, those sadistic ostriches. Look at them. He's having a bit of a conference with the zebra. Can you believe these guys? Can you believe these hairless apes who are just throwing a bunch of wood sticks at each other? Why can't they just live like us? Eat when they're hungry. Oh, the zebra doesn't respond. The ostrich gets upset and walks away. The vulture comes in, wants to see everything, wants all the bloody mess on the ground. In any event, enough nonsense. 13-9 is the army supply. Villager count identical. The Viper pulling more villagers. 5 villagers. Not a bad idea. Feudal armies, if you've watched my videos before, you know my opinion of them. Notoriously weak. Although, as I say that, the Viper's army supply plummets. Archers here really doing the majority of the killing, I believe. 4 kills for them. No, never mind. 7 kills for these skirmishers. 2 of them died. So probably even more. The Viper not really reinforcing here. Has lost 3 of the 5 villagers that were sent out here. MbL though might have overstayed his welcome. Has to retreat, does not want to engage into skirmishers with these very, very broke in terms of HP archer units. And the Viper, nonplussed, goes back to picking lemons in these beautiful yellow fruit bushes. But MbL, he is not going home. He is not done. Market going up for him while the players disengage. Let's take a look at their bases, resources, see what we can glean here. The Viper trying to create a bit of an enclave for himself, securing his gold already. Neither player has remotely the resources needed to go up to Castle Age, although MbL much closer than the Viper, who still needs 100 gold, 600 food. MbL's got the 600 food, just needs the gold. We'll see if these players, quote-unquote, balance their economy. There it is. MbL selling wood, MbL selling stone. He's got the gold. He is now clicking up to Castle ahead of his opponent, the Viper, even if he sold whatever he has. As he's, oh no, he's buying, yeah, sorry, he's buying food. Oh, man. F you to this line in particular. The Viper's still very far away from going up to Castle Age, focusing instead on replenishing his army supply. MbL housed at 55. Might want to plop down a few houses, and he does exactly that. Viper still 200 food, now 50 gold away, but he is moving out. Upgrades +1/+1. Our Korean +1/+1 on the ranged as well. However, did save the resources for that armor upgrade because, again, they get those for free. Not a lot of food for our Korean, so it will be interesting to see if he builds more and more scout units. Oh, a bit of MbL's army gets caught out here. The Viper immediately turns around, says, oh, I've found your weak little scouting party. Immediately guns down one of the archers. Immediately guns down the second archer. MbL can't engage into here because there's a spearman. And 2 scouts is not enough, especially when 1 scout is basically on death's door. MbL cannot engage into this, meaning the archer has firm control of where the pace, where the fighting goes. Will he go north? Will he go south? Where does he want to go? Oh, picks off the weaker scout. Brilliant play here. And MbL his castle. The Viper 2 minutes 15 seconds behind his opponent. Let's see what our red Korean can do here with that time advantage. Still has 100 stone, so can't plop down another town center, and immediately does. I love this location. Remember, their stone miners work a little bit faster, 20% faster, which means he is going to be able to accumulate a lot of stone. Knights are out as well. I should say knight singular. No second knight on the production tab. And take a look at the top right of your screen. Armor upgrade for those archers for free. Sorry guys, I like to see all these little things happen. You know, when I'm casting Magyars, I always like to point out the melee upgrades. When I'm casting Turks, I always like to point out the light cav turning into Hussar, the scout turning into a cav. So I'm nerding out a little bit here. Feel free to disregard when I say take a look at the top right of your screen. You don't actually have to take a look at the top right of your screen. Lion paying the price for the war of humanity. That ostrich, that zebra had it right. Why are the humans bringing their death and destruction to this peaceful, idyllic community? Camels trying to blend into the back. They don't want any part of this. For now, MbL. Crossbows are out. Houses should do a good job defending, giving the Viper enough time to get up his siege workshop, which should nullify that entire fortress that MbL has there, to be honest. 3rd town center going up for our Korean. 2nd now going up for our Bohemian. Botkin, crossbow, elite skirmisher, bowsaw. Our Bohemian playing this very much into ranged units. Not surprised, having seen his opponent go ranged. Why the hell not? You've got 17 elite skirmishers, ballistics as well. At the same time, MbL says, you know what? This is the perfect time for me, off the back of 49 villagers, to get some economic upgrades. The Viper gets caught out here a little bit. What are the upgrades on these? Oh, sorry, we saw it was +2. These are not elite yet. And MbL, just like he's done throughout this set of games, with a aggressive siege workshop. But unlike the other games, this is a bit middle of the road for him. Usually we'd expect to find it over here next to this this cactus, which always reminds me of one of those used car lot inflatable dancers with this red dot. Looks like a bit of a face. Or that just might be me. Third town center for our Bohemian going up as well. Camels see everything. They see the skirmishers chasing away the crossbows. They don't want to get involved. They move away, and MbL now moving forward. I thought the Viper would be first to get out of Mangonel. I was wrong. Viper needs to be careful here. One wrong move, one misclick, and a good chunk of this army gets hammered. Look at that. That was very unfortunate for the Viper. Bit of an engage here. Skirmishers do clean up. But at the same time, MbL gets cleaned up in the middle. Army supply now 14-9. The Viper's got a Mangonel out. Oh my god, how sour is that? You have to bring in the Knight to finish the job. Knight should not engage into this. This is a... Okay, this is enough ranged units, I think, to make that Knight regret the decision. Okay, MbL on the high ground should be able to withstand a shot. Yes, he does. Viper does not, loses a second Mangonel, and now he's back to 0 Mangonels, meaning MbL free to just run amok. Take a look at the minimum range there on the bottom. 1 compared to when the Vipers pops out. We'll show you it's a 3. Look at that, minimum range 3. My goodness, we've seen enough deathmatch games. We've seen enough Rage Force games during our live streams to know exactly how powerful it is when your Mangonel has 1 range versus 3. But you gotta pay attention. MbL distracted here in the center, taking out another random crossbow that happens to be crossing the sands of Arabia, and in comes a guard tower. Let's see it. Our Korean 7 villagers on stone. The Viper nowhere close, getting chemistry. Are we gonna see gunpowder? Are we going to see gunpowder in Castle Age? Oh man. Oh me, oh my. I would absolutely love to see that. Second tower, although with this many towers going up, I don't know that we're necessarily going to see gunpowder, to be honest. I shouldn't say gunpowder, I should say hand cannoneers. Sanctity being researched. Remember, this does affect the Bohemian villagers, so we'll keep an eye out. Did they already get fervor? It looks like he already got fervor, so their movement speed's already at a 1.01 compared to the 0.88 of his opponent. But take a look in 20 seconds. We'll keep an eye on the villager and watch their HP jump as well. Not exactly supremacy villagers from the Spanish, but a good, healthy amount of HP boost in 6, 5, 4, 3. Take a look. 40 jumps to 55. MbL making himself at home here while the Viper continues to roam the map, creating more and more areas to exit his base. Not too sure why he deleted this house when he had an avenue of attack over here. Not exactly Mongols with those houses that don't lose their population space. Defensive tower for our Korean as he continues to apply pressure. 3 towers here already. And there we go. I mentioned how the game classifies the Koreans as a quote-unquote defensive civilization. Is there anything defensive about these towers? You tell me. As always, I put it to the chat, to the comments, to anyone who's watching this. There you go. There's some defensive structures. Not too sure the towers really is the way to go here against a Mangonel, but if he can get the snipe on the Mangonel would be fantastic. The Viper getting lured a little bit too much, but a good amount of micro from him saves that Mangonel. Beautiful by the snake. You know, I don't know that I necessarily like calling him the snake. Let's call him the Viper. I know other casters call him the snake. I'm just going to call him the Viper. Who now goes up to his own castle, going up to Imperial ahead of his opponent. Oh, wow. These Korean Mangonels just absolutely dominating at this point. Even though he lost 1 or 2 here in the front. 2.5 minutes away from Imperial is the Viper. MbL banking 650 gold. Not a lot of food, though. He is up to almost above 20 villagers. off the back of 4 town centers to the 3 of the Viper. By the way, the 3 of the Viper might become 2 very quickly if our Korean decides to press us. Look at this contain that he's creating. Does not want the Bohemian anywhere out on the map, but look how hard it is for these crossbows to kill these skirmishers. Man, it is a tough life for a crossbow here, attacking on a 7 against a unit that has 6 pierce armor. No bonus for these crossbows against skirmishers. Oh, no eagle attack upgrade either, or attack bonus. Interesting. If you guys watch my cast, I always like to joke around that almost every single unit in this game comes with an attack bonus against eagles, not villagers or crossbows. Okay, good to know. Viper has to be so careful. MbL hits the resources, clicking up to Imperial. I think he saw the Viper score dip down significantly. The Viper going for a second defensive castle. MbL with a very aggressive castle will reach the town center as well. Beautiful castle placement. Siege Workshop will fall incredibly fast. What a fantastic use of these Korean towers, these onagers. And like I said, this is the battle of the tortoises. This is 2 very slow but powerful civilizations butting heads. Neither player going for anything fast at all. The Viper first to Imperial first to get bombard cannons, as is expected. And right as I say that, MbL shows up with 4 knights. No husbandry on them at all. So they are still quite slow. Lion chasing the lumberjack. Oh, lets out a bellow, a roar, and attacks that poor lumberjack. We'll see who makes it home first. We'll see who survives, rather. Is the villager attacking? Okay, the villager's attacking. So, extra HP. No, sorry, this is a red villager. What the hell am I talking about? No, that is not the Viper's villager. Another bombard cannon being built. 2 archery ranges. The Viper first to Imperial. We know what that means. Trebs. As sure as the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, we know the first of these high elo players to hit Imperial, if there's a structure that needs a felon, are going to be the first to go for those Trebs. Camels, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. A little faster. Pick up the pace, says the Viper as he swarms this area with villagers. MbL needs to come up with a solution to these bombard cannons. 4 knights are good. Oh, even getting arrow slits. Bracer. Oh, mama. Look at the range on these towers. Absolutely epic. I must have missed... I always butcher this. Upsong? Yupseong? But the Viper getting a few kills here. 14 for this band of archers. And he is clearing up the towers. MbL has contained his opponent. The problem for him is Viper hit Imperial way ahead of him. And so now MbL doesn't have any wood. 22 wood does not a Treb make. Okay, at least he discovers this proxy base over here. Viper building a watchtower of his own. Skirmishers venture out into the middle of nowhere, immediately run into a few towers. Whoa. Look at this. The other ones we've seen in the game are kind of dilapidated, broken, under the sands of time. This is amazing. Oh, I love this game so much. I think it's part of the April patch that they agreed they were going to add a few more random things to the Arabian desert. Knights struggling, doing their best, but they are significantly outnumbered. But with crossbow support, even with the high ground, should be able to get the Viper's expeditionary force, which means now the Viper has been knocked back into his main base. Take a look at his map vision. I'm going to zoom out. Once these skirmishers die here on the right side, take a look at this map vision. He sees almost nothing, and now that those skirmishers are dead, he will see nothing. Look at this. What is going to pop out of the ether? He desperately needs to get this castle up, but it's already being built on a foundation of towers. Keeps with 13 range, attacking on a 15. 3 bombards, 3 trebs, 2 mangonels are what the Viper has to break this contain. The Korean castle has gone down, but more keeps going up to 8, replacing. And this is the moment our Korean decides, you know what? Even with siege engineers, ouch. I'm going to contest your mastery of gunpowder in this game. The Viper, no siege engineers just yet, is outranged at the moment. And in come the skirmishers. I guess they have enough pierce armor that these towers aren't really doing that much damage to them. Although, I mean, it's a good amount of damage. Viper's going to lose a treb. He's now been knocked down to 2. 6 bombard cannons for our Korean, though. He is looking to break this. Oh, I'm glad we caught that on camera. What a baller shot here. No pun intended from these bombard cannons. And now MbL. I don't know who to call this game for at this point. He's ahead in villagers in a big way. 15, 16 villagers. Army supplies identical. Very similar army composition. 2 monks for him, 1 monk for the Viper. 23 skirmishers for the Viper. 19 for MbL. A few extra crossbows thrown in the mix. 7 bombard cannons to 2 bombard cannons and 4 trebs. And there it is. The howitzer upgrade. My God, the big mamas are about to pop out, and they are going to be doing a huge amount of damage. Stables, not a bad play at all for our Bohemian. The problem is there's a lot of Korean towers here. Oh man, there are a lot of towers. Can MbL defend on 2 fronts though? How good is his micro? Oh, the Viper's got to be careful. 1 treb. Oh my God, it had I think like 1 HP on it. Actually, I said how can MbL defend 2 fronts? He's attacking on the other front. However, on this front, skirmishers who snuck by these towers earlier have now made their way south for some reason, choosing to attack this one monastery, perhaps seeking to draw some kind of reaction out. Now the reaction shows up, and now these skirmishers are going to accomplish absolutely nothing. Oh, they've got to run away. You're going the wrong direction. You're going the wrong direction, Viper. Didn't garrison any extra units in there. Does he really need to? Again, these guys attack on a 15 with 13 range. Look at the absolute crazy range on these towers, these keeps. The Viper, 4 trebs, 2 Hafnitzas. Oh, wait a second. Did he cancel the upgrade? He canceled the upgrade. Going instead for monk upgrades? Oh, man. He canceled that upgrade. So we've got good old-fashioned bombard cannon versus bombard cannon wars here. The Viper losing control of his relics. Oh, that's going to hurt. A light cav coming out. 35 army supply to 47. The Viper 40 supply overall behind his opponent. Our Korean sitting on 150 villagers might be a little bit of overkill. Tread milk rain now. That's definitely something that's going to help him out if he's going structures like keeps. The Viper's got to be careful. His 2 trebs are literally on fire. Loses the other one. He's got 3 left. Even a lion joining in, but the Viper sees it. The castle attacks. Bit of a skirmisher war happening here. Looks like this villager's repairing nothing. This villager's hallucinating. Maybe those lemon bushes with the blue butterflies are hallucinogenic. He ate a lemon, saw those blue butterflies, and started whacking at the ground with a hammer. Oh no. This is a good catch here for the Viper. The problem is there's 4 towers here on the high ground that are just shelling away at this light cav. So even though he's getting a good amount of kills with the light cav and very we'll call it cost effective, he will end up losing that ratings party. And now he's doing the same thing here. I think the Vipers has the right idea. He just needs more quantity. He's still down to about 160 total population. MbL no longer at 200. He's switching to infantry? Okay, I guess that's an option when you see these light cav come out, but the light cav aren't that strong against towers. Look at their HP just crumbling. Honestly, I would prefer to see more towers out of our Korean than to see slower infantry units coming out. But that's just me. We'll see. Pike, halberdiers, whatever comes out of there. 10 pikemen in the production tab, immediately going up to halberdier. That's not a cheap upgrade. The Viper knocked down to 2 trebs. Cavalier upgrade. Okay. So he wants to go heavy. But the problem for him, this castle is not going to last much longer. These bombard cannons are on the high ground. One of them not even attacking the castle, going for the skirmishers. And there it goes. The Viper out of stone. 2 trebs left. No more castles except for the original one, the OG that he built, I believe, first. Built earlier. Where are you guys going? Where are you guys going? Turn around. Oh my god. What the hell is MbL doing? Villagers surround, say, not in our town. Get their pitchforks and their torches. And those 3 bombard cannons were just absolutely thrown away here. Again. Oh no. Lots and lots of idols. 30 idle villagers for our blue Bohemian, who is now under attack to the south, but a body of cavaliers. Upgrades atrocious. To the north, halberdiers running amok, but there's a good amount of skirmishers here trying to click them furiously. 10 skirmishers should be able to keep away a few halberdiers. That is not a problem at all. To the center, to the south, the Viper is cleaning up as well. Villagers attacking this one keep. Cavaliers attacking this keep. These cavaliers are attacking a house. No, this is 6 cavaliers that aren't doing anything. Why are you attacking a house? Turn around. Okay, there we go. The Viper realizes you are not living up to your full potential, he says, and immediately turns around and starts attacking that keep. Relics firmly inside the monastery for another, what, 2 seconds? Oh, maybe not. Viper still has a similar army supply to his opponent. 4 bombard cannons, 2 trebuchets in the production tab, 2 bombards for our Korean. Again, though, the problem is these are Korean towers. Take a look at how quickly even cavaliers lose HP when confronted by these towers. My god. Ugh. Halberdiers, spearmen, skirmishers, a body of 11. What's the opposite of a baker's dozen, which is 13? Is there something for an 11? What? A pizzaiolo's dozen? Pizza. I might order pizza tonight. If you're watching this, you know we talk about all kinds of shit on this channel. And I think I've just convinced myself that I should order a pizza tonight. There is a good hockey game on. It is the Stanley Cup playoffs. And as of the time of recording this video, the Toronto Maple Leafs are still in it, surprisingly. Okay, MbL, just too much control by him, even though he's got fewer villagers. At this point, the Viper just says, ugh, I can't even. And look at him, he's been knocked into a corner. Literally a corner. This is his vision. One little rectangle of space. These houses are great spotting houses. I love them, but he will lose these relics. With the loss of the relics, now MbL is pushing into the north. And even though, take a look, MbL must be thanking the heavens, hands held high, that his opponent resigned, because take a look at the resources. The Viper, 1,600 gold, 1,000 food. MbL has 150 food, 80 gold. Barely any stone. Is there any stone left on the minimap? I'm trying to see. No, there is not. Cavaliers were raiding, but Cavaliers, again, 4 armor. Remember, they don't get the final armor upgrade, against a 15 attack. And what's the speed of the attack? 2. And there's 2 towers. So 22 damage per shot, joint shot of these keeps. Of course, no murder holes, meaning this tower is going to go down. But look at the Viper. Just, I don't know what he can do here. He's got a lot of good infrastructure. Don't get me wrong. 2 siege workshops, 6 stables, 6 archery ranges. The problem, he's been contained. What do you do against an entire sea of keeps? Let's see how many. Sorry to anyone on a smaller screen. 22 keeps. And because he has no vision of them on the map, he doesn't know what else is coming for him. He doesn't know how few resources MbL has and decides to tap out. Wow, what a fun game. Like I said, the Koreans, are they really classified as a defensive civ? These towers seem pretty damn offensive to me. 178 skirmishers to 124. Peak APM in the middle of the game. Or let's call it early middle, lower middle of the game for both players. Economy, I can't imagine it's that different. About 11,000 resources apart. So about 15% difference in economy. Our Korean with a lot more wood. Not that much difference in food. Gold, not that much difference. It looks like the relics basically account for the difference. Stone, though. The Viper couldn't deny our Korean the stone, and so our Korean takes 5,200 stone. Kill count? Oh my, look at that. Almost identical. The Viper has killed 285. Of that, 70 are villagers. MbL 287, half of the Viper's civilian kills, which means that he has technically killed more military. Why did the Viper cancel the Haufnitze upgrade? I wonder if he thought, you know what, it's unnecessary. Why don't I just keep building bombard cannons? But I don't think he kept building bombard cannons either. Transition into Cavaliers, which is fantastic. And to be honest, let me know what you think in the comments. Should the Viper have resigned? He's got a healthy amount of resources, can continue to build, has the infrastructure, again, knocked into a corner. Look at that. Just like in Dirty Dancing, MbL put Viper in a corner. Viper doesn't know what's going to come out of this fog next. MbL's vision, on the other hand, oh my god, look at that. Is there anything on this map that he doesn't see, with the exception of this tiny little peninsula of darkness? Wow. Overall, what an absolute treasure of a game. Like I mentioned, not too fast-paced civilizations, right? Not Hussar. We're not going to see Hussars. We're not going to see, even things like Steppe Lancers or a lot of Knights. I mean, the Viper did go Light Cav and Cavalier towards the end. But like I said, I didn't expect this game to have a lot of fast-paced action. I expected it to literally be 2 big tortoises, 2 big tanks, just butting heads with each other. And that's exactly what happened with these bombard towers, cannons, all the Korean towers, keeps, etc. And even though our Korean ended up losing his castle, the Viper lost a lot of castles. And now he's being raided. And eventually he knows he's going to lose 3 villagers. He's going to lose 4 villagers. He's going to lose 8 villagers. He's going to lose 10 villagers. And even though he's got the food, at this point, he doesn't have the food to rebuild villagers and cavaliers. He's got to have to choose one. Or just build a weak amount of both, which is not ideal. But right now, I think maybe the Vipers saw the writing on the wall. This isn't the strongest raid here. 0 kills on these halberdiers. 3 kills on these skirmishers, but I think the Viper, like a good chess player, you know, seeing 5, 6, 7 moves ahead, realizes, hey, I'm losing my expeditionary force over here, and yes, I'm getting a good amount of kills, but my opponent controls the entire frickin' map. Also, not a lot of wood left for the Viper either. 12,000 is not bad. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to figure out why the Viper resigned. Let me know why you think the Viper resigned in the comments below. Did he see 5, 6, 7 moves ahead? Did he just get tired of spamming cavaliers and cavalry units to their death into these clumps of Korean keeps? Did he see his opponent down here mining gold, realized, hey, even if I kill these villagers, he is definitely going to send replacements. And this is 700 gold that I cannot deny for much longer unless I invest in Cavaliers, which is going to deplete my gold. And wow, what a fun series of 5 games. Again, guys, not a tournament, not a best of anything, just 5 ranked ladder matches that these two players played against each other. What is this? Who is firing a flaming javelin? Oh, you are. Okay. I was wondering, is this liar pants on fire for the skirmisher from afar? It looks like his butt's on fire. Maybe lied to get into to try to get out of conscripted into the army. But nope, it's just these skirmishers down to the south. In any event, wow. These players battling each other out. MbL edges the Viper out. Take a look at the scores. What is this? 4% difference in score? 14,000 to 14,700. Literally about 4 or 5% difference in score if my off the cuff mathematics is right. And these towers just proved to be way too annoying for the Viper. And again, backed into a corner, not much he can do. Taps out. MbL wins 3 games. The Viper wins 2 games. And honestly, if either of these players ever watches this or hears about it or gets any kind of wind of it, thank you so much for so much entertainment and for playing your hearts out and crushing it, whether you win or lose. In this specific game, MbL does take the W, but truly, honestly, with all our appreciation, GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.